Hi everybody, my name is Megan Garrett and this is my strategic analysis video for BUSI-428, Liberty University Online. So the topic that I chose for my healthcare marketing product is Cologuard. So Cologuard is a newer, less invasive alternative to your typical colonoscopy. It's intended for men and women who may be at a higher risk of colon cancer, who are above the age of 45. So colon cancer is the third most diagnosed cancer in the US. It's also the second most diagnosed cancer, or the second most diagnosed deadly cancer in the US. However, it is also the most treatable and the most preventable type of cancer, which is why it is highly critical that individuals have their annual routine colon screenings to detect the different rectal cancers or polyps or small growths that could turn into cancers. So anybody is at risk for colon cancer. Men and women of all races are at risk. And often those who have been diagnosed with colon cancer didn't show any signs or experience any symptoms when they were diagnosed, which is another reason why it's so important to have these screenings done. Unfortunately, so many individuals put off having a colonoscopy, mostly just because of the invasive procedure. Usually takes about 2 days. People are left taking time off of work. They usually have to bug a friend or a relative to drive them and sit there and wait, and they also have to take off of work, so it's just an inconvenience. But the process and the prep itself is the worst part. People have to drink that yucky magnesium to clear out the bowels. Usually takes about 16 hours to get everything really flushed out of your system. And you're really just left feeling pretty yucky. The procedure itself, you're usually at the medical center for about 3 hours. And of course you go under anesthesia, which is also scary. And it's highly invasive and it leaves people feeling a little bit humiliated. And that's one of the reasons people just try to avoid it and they try to put it off. And so many people think, well, I don't have signs, I don't have symptoms, I don't have a tummy ache, I don't have blood in my stool, so I'm fine. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. So the great thing about Cologuard is that it cuts out all of that yucky invasiveness. So a trip to the doctor, and they can have a kit ordered for you and sent straight to your house. It's taken in the convenience of your home. There is no time taken off of work. There's no bugging friends or relatives to drive you to the doctor's office. It requires one simple stool sample, and you place it back into your already pre-stamped and pre-addressed box and mail it off to the lab. And the way that it works is Cologuard takes your DNA. They test for blood, any blood traces from your colon, but they also test your DNA and test for 92% of colon cancers, in addition to 42% of high-risk precancers. So having an at-home kit that has the capability to test for 92% of colon cancers is pretty impressive. And it honestly, I feel like so many more people will actually take the time to purchase one of these kits or take one of these kits home and actually go through the process of this, or go through the screening process, because they cut out all that invasiveness. So it's super beneficial to healthcare providers. It's beneficial to the public in general, because anybody who's trying to cut out the invasive colonoscopy, this is a great alternative. And I feel like people who are going to do this alternative of screening, and hopefully if anybody does get a negative result or a positive result, but hopefully it can cut down on the diagnosis of cancer. Whereas it won't be the second and third anymore because more people are actually doing the screenings, because it does cut out that invasive procedure that everybody dreads. I just think that Cologuard overall is a great solution for colon cancer screening. I think it's great for the healthcare marketers, and I think it's great for, again, for just individuals who don't want to go through that process. So thanks everybody for listening to my product, and I hope that you found this information a little bit beneficial. Have a great night.